Hello loves, today I will explain how to tween on Gacha Life. I will show examples of my videos if you want to tween, like this or this. I will explain things easily as possible, so please let me know in the comments if you have any questions or problems when doing this tutorial. I will try my best to help. First, open the app and pick a character that you want to tween. I will be using this one. Go to Studio and take a screenshot of your character standing. Once you exit Studio, go to Body. Click the hashtag at the top left. This is where you'll find the body sheet. Select Body Sheet 1. Take a screenshot. Then we will go to Ibis Paint. Once you are in Ibis Paint and create a new canvas, import your screenshot of your character into the canvas. Zoom in, then remove the background using the eraser icon on the bucket tool. Once you erase the background, import your body sheet onto the canvas. Select the background color and use it to remove the edges and text. Use bucket tool and click the eraser icon to remove the background. Hide the layer beneath by clicking the I button. I will speed this part up, but erase the access of the background to each part. Once that's done, select a part of the body using the lasso tool. Once you do that, go into layers and duplicate it from the body sheet. Then go to the body sheet layer and erase that specific part and then deselect using the wand tool. Repeat this process with every body part. Change the canvas background just in case. If there are any transparent parts you may want to fix, it will also help when aligning the body parts. Once done, click the I button on all layers to hide the parts and leave one layer visible. This can be easier when aligning a specific part to your character. Make sure your character is visible by clicking the I button on the bottom layer to make your character visible. Click the I button on to show a hidden part or layer, then align it using this button to adjust the size or position. Adjusting opacity to each part will be useful when aligning it to the character. Repeat this process. Since this part is confusing to do, you can follow along if you want to. Once done, make sure to hide the character layer as all the parts have already been aligned to the character. Now to organize the layers, select the 3 lines and drag it either up or down until it matches the character. For example, the hair needs to be at the bottom of all the layers. Adjust the parts if needed. After that's done, open the layers and then save each layer as a transparent PG from the top layer to the bottom. Make sure not to save the character as a transparent PG. We only need to save the parts as a transparent PG. Now we will go to a light motion to rig the character. Once you open the app, a light motion, create a new project by clicking the plus button. Choose the 4:5 ratio and change the background to any color you want. Tap Create New Project. After that, click Media and once it shows your photos, hold down to import a part and click the other parts you have downloaded so you can add them all together. Make sure to add the parts in order, from the bottom layer, which is the hair, to the top, which is the head. Before you click the plus button, click this. If you are having trouble, for example the hair on top of the head, you can simply fix it by moving the layers up or down by dragging the 3 lines, just like Ibis Paint with layers. To rig the parts of the character, we are going to set pivot points and parenting. This may be confusing to do, but I will explain it like this. Pivot points is where you set an area where a part moves. The pivot point is in this area of the arm. This is where it rotates from. For parenting, it keeps a child layer, or the layer below to parent to the parent, in which you connect the layer at bottom to the top. I connected the arm to the shoulder by using parenting on the layer below, which is the arm the child, to connect to the shoulder. It's like gluing things together. To set a pivot point, click on a layer such as the head, then click Move and Transform. After that, click this until it changes to like a dot in the middle. This is the pivot point we are going to move to the neck. Since the head moves from the neck, move the pivot point dot to the neck of the torso. Do this with other pivot points as well. Before I show the time lapse, this is where I set up my pivot points for each part. Follow along if you want, since this part is a little difficult to do. Before we parent all the parts or layers, make sure to name all the body parts to avoid being confused when parenting layers. It also keeps things more organized. For example, we are naming the hair, back hair, because it is at the bottom of all the layers. To do this, tap on a layer and click on this, then type the in the part. Do this for every part, and feel free to copy. This is what I named all my layers, and now it's time to parent all the parts or layers. To start, we first click on a layer or part, then click this. Tap try. Don't worry, even though it says it requires premium, you can just watch ads to export it. Since we want the right thigh to move along with the right leg at the same time, connect it to the right thigh by tapping this. Make sure when you are parenting the right leg, make sure you are on the right leg layer and able to connect it to the right thigh. Repeat this same process with the left thigh and left leg. I will now explain in what order parts need to be connected or parented. So, do the same process for every part except the thighs and torso. Don't parent the torso or thighs to anything, but make sure to parent both right and left legs with right and left thighs. Use parenting by connecting the head to the torso, right arm to right shoulder to torso. Parent the back hair to head as well. Same for the left arm and left shoulder. Do the same process first. The left arm and shoulder like the right arm and right shoulder. Then you should be done rigging the character. I will speed this part up now. Now to animate. When animating, if you want to add weight to the back of your hair on your character to make it more realistic, click the back of the hair layer and click Effects, then Add Effect. Search up Parenting Helper and click Standard Settings. Then click Weighted and then go to Rotation Weight and set it to 150 or whatever you want to adjust it. Click Out and set up bookmarks. Say you want to make a wave animation. When scrolling through the timeline, click this to make a bookmark. You can also use these buttons to go through each bookmark. This is where we will put our keyframes. And this is the poses we will use. At each bookmark, we will add a keyframe to move a part using rotation. To rotate a part, click on a part or layer you want to rotate, then click on this, then this. Move the circle to adjust it. Make sure on each part or layer of the body you add a keyframe on the bookmark to make the character to make it move. I will speed this part up. Now that we are done, if you want to use graphs for smoother movement, scroll in between two keyframes of the part's rotation and click this. Experiment with different graphs or even use overshoot by clicking the three dots. Adjust the graph to your preference by moving the two circles. Try not to make them not as similar. If you are looking for graphs, I suggest looking at other tutorials on YouTube, though I will explain repeating graphs a little. Follow along if you'd like. Yay, we're done. If you want to use repeating movements, I suggest using repeating graphs. If you want to know how to use repeating graphs, then make sure you are only using two keyframes for a repeating movement, such as a wave hello. First, click on a part you want to have repeated movement. Then click on Move and Transform. Click this, then this, tap this, and click Try It. Tap this, then move the circle at the bottom to your liking. Look, she's waving now. I hope this tutorial has helped you in some way. Enjoy tweening.